Hey guys, um, hey guys, this is Noah the Gamer 808 here, bringing you another Xbox update video. Today I'm going to be talking about the Xbox Series X once again. We got some really good news and some bad news as well. So I really wanted to cover this because I am a big, huge Xbox fan. I do have opinions between Xbox and PlayStation. I think they're going to be both great consoles for the next gen years and the coming years coming up. But I want to talk about is about Xbox takes a jab at PS5's vertical horizontal process. So they're talking about um, the stands between the two consoles because Xbox Series X is basically like a tower, and the PS5 is like a router with a little circle around it horizontally. But yeah, here. The Xbox has now deleted its post of the PS5 expense, which we can see below, in a screenshot taken by Kotaku. Okay, there. So here's an Xbox Series X. Here's the picture of it. It's a pretty nice console. Tilt it down horizontally. Yeah. You do see the little bit of the this right here. I think that's the fan. I think that's the fan, or that could be the Blu-ray drive. I'm not really sure, but I know this is the Blu-ray drive. This is the Blu-ray drive right here. This little line right here. But if you tilt it down, I think that's kind of like a cooling system or a fan. I'm not really sure, but let's just keep continuing. Xbox has taken a playful jab at PS5 after Sony revealed the process for switching its new consoles from a vertical to a horizontal orientation. In a PS5 teardown, Sony's Giorgio Orterio explained that to turn the console sideways, a vertical stand needs to be unscrewed, with the screw then stored inside the stand, which has been clipped into the side of the console. Yep. So yeah, I saw that on a PlayStation video or something that this guy was taking it all apart, showing the tech and everything that the PlayStation 5 is going to have. So I know it's going to have a fan, a lot of heat systems into it, which is pretty good move by PlayStation 5 because PlayStation 5 is pretty good about that, and Xbox is not looking at it. They're not really looking at cooldown systems like Sony is. So it's kind of difficult to really see how this does. But let's just keep continuing. Xbox then responded on Twitter showing a slightly more simple process for the Xbox Series X. You just turn the console on its side. Yep. Which I've done that before with my Xbox One where I had to tilt it sideways just to clean it. But I never turned it sideways. I let it just stay flat. But yeah, you can turn it sideways as well. So that's very interesting. The tweet harks back to similar moments before the launch of the PS4 and the Xbox One. After Xbox revealed that it would potentially support players paying a license fee to activate used games, Sony produced a joking guide to sharing used games on PS4, which amounted to handling someone else your old game. You can watch the video below, which just talks about it right here. Today, the tweet doesn't mark the first time Xbox called out Sony ahead of the next generation consoles. Previously, it made a point of pointing out the chaos around PS5 pre-orders, saying its process would be more transparent. Unfortunately, after problems conspired to Xbox pre-orders a mess in their own rights, Xbox retailed at $499 USD. That just talks about the prices here. While the Xbox Series X comes at $299 USD dollars. Both Xbox Series consoles will be released on November 10th, and then it just talks about the price of the PS5, where it'll be released. So it'll be released in America, I think November 12th. And then it'll be released on November 19th in South Korea. So, there you go. So, my opinion on this is that Xbox does beat PlayStation on this because PlayStation is a smaller. It's smaller. It's not big as you see on the commercials because I really think the Xbox Series X is going to be bigger. Because it is a big console. These things are going to be big. But I think Xbox does beat this because PlayStation, what I would say it. Because you could just tilt it over. PlayStation, you have to take the whole thing apart and try to tilt it sideways, which that's going to be hard for PlayStation fans out there who are getting a PS5. If I were you, if you were to try to pick a console, I would probably pick Xbox, but there's some more news that I want to talk about the Xbox Series X. This is very bad news, so we're going to click it right here. And Xbox could be running into some temperature problems, which that is not really good. It is very, very bad, because here's the reason why, is because the Xbox, I had an Xbox One, I still do have it. I did run into some problems one time where it would really overheat and the Xbox would shut off. But this, with the new next-gen consoles, it's not going to be good. This is going to be pretty much a failure because if it's going to be causing a lot of problems with... Because I heard that the Xbox Series X could be like it's like a fireplace. If you like touch it or pull your external hard drive off of it, it's going to be really hot. So, just because when you process a game for like an hour, or 2 hours, or 3 hours, it's going to get hot. And I felt my Xbox before, because it does get really hot. It does. And that's just how it runs. That's how the Xbox Series X is what I've heard. I also heard that also it's going to be a little bit not loud as it should be. It's not going to be noisy. It's going to be less noisy. So, which that's great. That's really good. I'm glad it's not going to prevent noise, but the problem is when you touch it, it's going to get hot. Really, really hot. Because that's just how the consoles are, and they don't last forever. So, because it's not like a PC, because a gaming PC would last forever, but an Xbox Series X or PlayStation consoles, they're not going to last forever. They're not. I don't think so. Only if we have like solutions, because if it's like a dust problem, I have to clean it, which I know how to do that. It's just a simple process, but yeah, I don't know, man. The Xbox Series X's reporting has a temperature problem in some cases in burning users or being used as a microchip fireplace. Yep. Recently, a fourth of content creators, influencers, and journalists get their hands on an Xbox Series X, and so far, the impressions have been very largely positive. The console is powerful, nimble, and quiet. Yep, that's true. However, it is also limits a crazy amount of heat, which is both a good thing and a bad thing. So, yep, there's some good positives about it being hot, but there is some bad things about it. This is why it's really bad. That I don't understand Xbox's thing with that they need to make a cooldown system for this console, because if it gets super hot, I don't know, man. It's kind of hard to really think what people are going to do here with an Xbox Series X, because I heard it's going to be really hot. So I just want you guys to be warned with that. If you guys are getting an Xbox Series X and you start feeling your Xbox getting super hot, like a fireplace, that's going to be really concerning for Microsoft, what they're doing here. and for all the users who are getting their hands on the pre-orders and all that kind of stuff, because this could happen to your S too. I haven't heard anything about an S getting hot, but the X, if you're getting an X, it's not going to be good. Not going to be really good for all your Xbox fans out there. I'm an Xbox fan as well, so it's not going to really help the situation here with it getting overheated, which is not really good. Okay, according to Julix video Ken Bogard, the Xbox Series X runs quickly, but it does limit a ton of heat, even while running a simple task. In fact, the journalist compared the console to a fireplace shaft, and the only while running a backwards compatible games and navigating the menus. In other words, it wasn't even running demanding Xbox Series X games that are more likely to task the system. Yep. The Xbox Series X is hot, like it really hot, said Bogard. It doesn't make my noise, but it doesn't make any noise, but damn, it's hot. The console is limited to heat like crazy. It's almost like a fireplace shaft. You can heat up your flat with it. The claim by itself wouldn't be the noteworthy, but Bogard isn't the only one who has made this observation. Giant Bomb's Jeff Buglair has pointed out the same issue. According to Buglair, the console limits a substantial amount of heat, even when in a standby mode. Further, Buglair apparently burned his hand on the console's storage expansion. Yep. Here's what's crazy. This was just a plug-in in standby mode behind me and you guys. The entire thing is a little bit toasty, said Bogard. It seems like in the way like a lot of the other consoles were doing stuff while we were not using them. It seems like this thing might be doing something while we're not using it, to the point where it needs to be exhaust heat. Of course, in the fact the Xbox Series X is limited to heat at this level, is sign that the variation system and the cooling units are doing their job. The heat is better emitted than trapped inside the console. However, if it gets so hot that it can burn your hand, that's not good. If it's getting this hot, doing your relatively simple task, how hot it will get, technically demanding next-gen games. At the moment, publishing Microsoft has not commented on these new reports about the console's temperature problem. But if it does, they'll be sure to update the story with whatever is provided. So yeah, it's a very serious issue. So if you guys are looking at this and watching this video, it's a very serious problem. I think Xbox Series X and Microsoft need to really look at this problem, because if it's just going to be a continually temperature problem, that's not going to be good. It's not going to be good for Xbox fans. That's not going to be good for Microsoft. But this could be to a failure. I really believe that it could end up like this. But I don't see a lot of people really upgrading to an Xbox Series X because of the temperature problems, or just people can't afford it, because it's a very expensive console. It's $500. So yeah, I really hope Xbox and Microsoft can work on this issue, because it's a very serious issue. Because when it comes to heat and exhaustion coming off of your Xbox just to cool the Xbox down, it's not good. It's not really good. So hopefully they can work on this and hopefully come with a better report, because this is not looking good for Xbox fans. It's not looking good at all. This could also be a problem for PlayStation as well. That could lead to hardware problems. So hope you guys definitely did enjoy this Xbox Series update video. We just did 2 articles today, so hope you guys definitely did enjoy it. If you did enjoy it, be sure to give it a like. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Yeah, guys, that is going to do it for today's video today. With Gamer808 signing off. I'll see you guys next time.